Hello and welcome to the Tony Chat, conversations that build our community. I'm Tony Sheard from the Rotary Club of Southampton. In this series of chats, we are sitting down with some of our long-time Rotarians to learn about their Rotary journeys and how their service has helped shape our club and our community. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we're here to talk to some of our older Rotarians to learn a little bit about them as a person, but also to learn about their Rotary journey. So this morning I'm delighted to welcome Henry Weickert, who is one of our elder statesmen in Southampton Rotary. And good morning to you, Henry.
Hi, Tony. Nice to be here with you, too. Nice warm fire to keep us cozy while we're chatting. And I must say, I don't recall ever feeling very statesman-like, but thank you for that compliment. Right. At least I assume it was a compliment.
Definitely was. So just to kick it off, can you tell us a little bit about your early career, where you came from and how you finished up in Rotary?
Well, Tony, I was born in Kitchener and basically grew up and was educated there, including finishing off a university degree at the University of Waterloo in engineering several years ago now. But as part of that, or as a result of that, I ended up working for Ontario Water Resources Commission and then ultimately for a consulting engineering firm up in Thunder Bay. And from there, my career took me to various places, several years, of course, working in northwestern Ontario, and then I was able to spend a number of years in Nigeria, in Eritrea, and finally in the Philippines, all spanning over about a 17-year period. So my career was quite varied in that regard.
Yes. I had a sort of spell working in abroad as an expatriate. So what did you learn by that process?
I think being exposed to other cultures, other people's different religious beliefs, different value systems, it really opens your eyes, and I think hopefully it makes you a better person and maybe a little bit more tolerant of others. You may not always agree, but at least you can generally see that there is some what shall we say, benefit to understanding others. I just feel it was a great part of my work experience abroad.
That's right.
Gain that experience with other cultures.
It gave you a more open-minded view
For
of
sure.
life.
Yeah, it really does that. Sometimes what you think of from your North American framework just does not fit into the situation in a developing country. I mean, they're not all necessarily like us, nor should they be like us.
Yes, I can relate to that. So how did you first get involved in Rotary?
I was working in Thunder Bay, and by the Fort William Rotary Club, for some silly reason, invited me to join a group study exchange program that Rotary sponsored at that time, which involved bringing together a group of young professionals. I was younger in those days. That was back in 1974, and they put together a group of 5 young fellers like us, like me, and we had a group leader who was a Rotarian. In our case, we did an exchange with Denmark. So we had an opportunity of spending 8 weeks in Denmark, touring businesses, commercial operations, educational institutes, governmental offices, etc., which gave us a pretty good understanding of what certainly went on in Denmark and what their philosophy was in terms of working in the world. Being a small country, geographically, I would explain to people there that the country of Denmark would just nicely fit into 2 or 3 of the cutting areas that our forestry companies had in northwestern Ontario, just to give them some sense of the scale of what Canada is. Yeah. But it also, as I say, made them think about the world a little bit different than what we would think of it, coming from a large geographic area.
Yeah. So, for the benefit of our viewers, but they may not know what a group study exchange was, because they no longer exist, do they, Henry?
No, they don't, unfortunately. I was sorry to see Rotary drop that program. I think they replaced it with something that was a little bit more specific in terms of vocational exchanges. Ours was quite general in its scope. Now I think they're much more focused, and as a result, I think tend to be more targeted to clubs in larger cities. But no, at the time it was very good, and our district in northwestern Ontario included parts of Minnesota and North Dakota. So the rest of our group were all American folks, and so I had kind of a double benefit, being exposed to the American way of life as well as the Danish way of life. And so that was kind of a double benefit, and we remained friends, our group, for years and years. And unfortunately, a few of us are no longer with us in this world. But through all the years that it's what is it now, 50 years or more that ago that we were on that trip. And
I understand you've had like periodic reunions.
We had periodic reunions almost yearly the first couple of years, and then every 5 years. And I must say our last one was at a 50-year program, but because of difficulty in traveling and health issues at that point, it was all done online.
There you go. We're all grateful for Zoom.
Yes, we were.
COVID did have some benefits, I guess.
It did allow us to get together at that point when otherwise we would not have been able to do that.
So on the exchange, do you have to write a report or do something to earn your passage on the trip?
Right. Well, yeah. No, we all gave or prepared a report of our own thoughts, and then those were combined and submitted to the district team and we did a verbal presentation to each of our own clubs. It was just so that they would understand what we did and why we did it and what benefits it was, both to ourselves as individuals as well as what we could bring back to the so subsequently I was invited to join the Rotary Club.
Oh, right.
So that was kind of the second benefit of the adventure. And so I spent I think it was about 8 years as a member of the Fort William Rotary Club before I started working abroad.
All right.
And then subsequently, because I was out of the country for such extended periods of time, it turned out to be almost 17 years. I had dropped out of Rotary at that point, but when I retired here in Southampton, my backyard neighbor, Chuck Jonas, twisted my arm and said, "Come and join Rotary." And
well, Chuck, I remember Chuck very well. Yeah. So, but how did you find your way into Southampton to start with, on the shores of Lake Huron?
Well, it was kind of a situation where the international work that I was doing was coming to an end, and my company asked me if I would come to work on a project at Bruce Nuclear. It was when the first attempts were being made to bring the spent nuclear fuels out of the bays and put them into storage canisters. So that was the project I worked on, and I started off by watching them clear the bush and left when it was all over and done and working. And so it was over a 2-year period. Yeah. Well, at the end of that period, or partway through the period, I decided it was time to bow out gracefully and retire from the company. So we looked for a house in Southampton in the area, really. And did find one in Southampton, and it was going to be a place to live till we figured out where we really wanted to retire to. And well, we're still here 20 years later.
And we have Chuck to thank for you to be a Southampton Rotarian then.
Well, Chuck, and then Alex Thornburn is also a neighbor, so I was kind of surrounded by neighbors, and a former neighbor who had subsequently passed, or previously passed away, was also a Rotarian, so it was kind of a little Rotary enclave that it was pretty hard not to get involved.
Yeah, unfortunately Chuck's no longer with us, but Alex is, and he's going to be one of the next people I interview in one of these sessions. So what have you done in Southampton Rotary while you've been here?
Well, I've enjoyed being heavily involved. I would say heavily involved. I've been the treasurer. I've been a past president. Well, a president, and then subsequently a past president. And for some reason, I guess it's because of going to district training sessions and voicing my opinions on the certain matters relative to the district treasury and how it was the reports we were getting. The next incoming governor interviewed me to see whether I would be interested in becoming the district treasurer. It's one of those things you have to be careful when you open your mouth. What's going to happen? So I ended up spending 8 years as district treasurer, working with various governors, and that was really an eye-opening experience. It gives you a much broader idea of the scope of Rotary when you get outside of your own club.
That's right.
You start appreciating what other clubs are doing, what other districts are doing, and you get a much broader concept of Rotary as an entity and as an organization and the good that it does around the world.
Yeah. I have you to thank for my involvement in the wider field of Rotary and the district, because I always remember you said to me, it's lonely driving down to Sarnia to meetings and things like, or to London, and he said, do you want to come to some of the meetings with me? And so I duly did, and ultimately finished up being district governor and all sorts of things. So I've got Henry to either thank or blame for my extended involvement in Rotary, but let's talk a little bit more about your treasurership duties.
Well, before we leave that, I think getting you involved at the district was one of the better things I've done in Rotary, in that you've had a very illustrious career and still do have a presence at the district level, and for that we're all thankful, Tony, both to yourself and to Sylvia, because the two of you have just been an amazing team and done a lot of work.
People say to me, you spend a lot of time doing all these little things, and how do you fit it all in? Well, I look at it as being a hobby, and I was talking to Henry the other morning, and he used the same phrase to me, didn't you, Henry?
Well, it is really, you can put as much time as you want into it. I don't have other hobbies, and so Rotary really is my hobby.
There you go. So he doesn't do any stamp collecting or whatever. He does just play golf though. So
well, try
hard. Right, but Henry is a very pragmatic individual, and he brings a particular strength to Rotary, and that's your engineering background, because you see everything very black and white. And for example, I'm not quite like that. I see things a little bit in various shades of grey. And you always have this good story about a glass half full or half empty. So please tell the viewers about that, Henry.
Well, it's one of those things that maybe engineers come up with to justify their existence or whatever. But no, the story that Tony relates to is he being the optimist who says the glass is always half full, and other people are the pessimist who would suggest that no, the glass is half empty, and the engineer comes forward and suggests that no, the glass is twice as big as it really had to be. So I think that's the thing that as an engineer, you start looking at things pragmatically, and you say, all right, what do we really need here? Because there was another saying that an engineer can do for, or has to do for $1, what any damn fool can do for $2.
No. And that's another story, really, because Henry is very frugal, and he's always a good person to bounce ideas off when we're doing this thing. Because I said to him, I'm very creative and want to do all these wonderful things, and Henry sometimes just grounds me and says, well, have you thought about this and have you thought about that? Which sometimes I haven't. So anyway, I appreciate that side of you too,
well,
Henry.
See, again, there's terminology. Tony says I'm frugal. I'd like to say I'm fiscally responsible.
There you go, Henry. So what do you think is the best things about Southampton Rotary?
I think the fact that we are able to do a lot of good within our community and have some fun in the process. Southampton Rotary has been very, very active within Saugeen Shores, and particularly within Southampton, in that we've are able to, through the goodwill of the residents and the businesses, generate a lot of funds that we can then return to the community in some other tangible form, be it parks or recreational facilities or improvements within our schools or scholarships to support young students. It gives me pleasure, and I hope others, to see the tangible results that we can do with.
Is there one thing that's special about Southampton compared to other Rotary clubs you're aware of?
I don't know that I can say much about other Rotary clubs. I can say that certainly within our club, the thing that is special are the people. The enthusiasm, the support that we get from all the members, it's just great. And it's a pleasure to work with them on various projects. Excuse me.
That's it. Just make sure the glass is half full or empty.
Yeah, the glass is getting
Yeah,
empty.
that's right. We've obviously been talking too much here this morning. So what would you advice would you give to a new member coming into Southampton Rotary?
Well, I would say get involved to the extent that you feel you can put time and effort and your talents to. Not everybody can get as deeply involved. You can do what you can do and enjoy what you're doing, and enjoy the people you're doing it with. To me, that's the important thing. If you're not having fun, then it becomes work rather than a hobby.
I think that's a very true statement. So how do you see Rotary evolving in the future, both locally and globally?
Oh gosh, you know me, I'm not a very good crystal ball gazer, Tony, but I think locally we are destined to be a club and maybe an organization attracting to more younger retirees. There are certain clubs that have a much younger focused population, and certainly when I started Rotary back in '74, the members there were more or less my age. But so I think we've kind of all moved up the ladder, so to speak. And maybe it's a sign of the times that it's hard for younger folks, younger couples, younger families to become as active in service clubs of any sort. So I think we need to provide an opportunity in a way where young retirees, or people who are getting near retirement age, can bring some of or keep themselves active and use their talents and use their energy rather than sitting at home and watching TV.
Yeah. And certainly in Southampton Rotary, we've noticed a trend that people tend to come, as you rightly say, towards the end of their careers and in their early retirement. And we've evolved quite significantly over the last few years with that approach. So, is there anything we haven't talked about you'd like to share with our viewers?
I think just a way of saying get involved if you can, to the extent that you feel comfortable doing so. If it's working on particular projects, or where you've got you're focused on youth, or you're focused on community or international, find something in there that you like. Get involved to the extent you can, and enjoy.
Thank you, Henry, for joining me this morning and sharing your views about your career and your views on Rotary and where we're going in the future. So thank you very much.
Tony, it's been fun. Thank you.
Good. And that's what you said. It's got to be fun. Thanks for joining us for the Tony Chat, conversations that build our community. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who cares about community and service. From all of us at the Southampton Rotary Club, thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll keep building on our past to make a better future.